Welcome to Mojo Talks. My name is Eric, and special edition today, Mojo at the Movies. Joining me as always is Manny. How you doing, Manny?
I'm very good, Eric. How are you?
I'm good, and we also have Corey Coleman over here from Double Toasted. How you doing, Corey?
Good morning, guys. How are you? Thank you for having me again. And it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we're very happy to have you. I think that our thoughts on movies often seem to align. We really like having your opinion here, and I know that our viewers really enjoy your opinions as well. So today we're talking about The Rock, a.k.a. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, because many you refuse to call him Dwayne Johnson at this point.
Exactly. He is, and forever will be, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
So we all had a chance to see Skyscraper. I don't know about you guys. I was actually excited about this. I've gotten to the point, I like Dwayne The Rock Johnson so much that when a movie comes out with him, I immediately think it's going to be good. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Were you excited about this going in, Corey?
No. No, I'm not. I mean, you know what, man? I'm not trying to sound like a snobby critic or anything. I wasn't excited because, there's a lot of movies out there. Now, we were talking beforehand how I, being an older person, have come from that period where things are die hard on a ...
Right.
And at least those movies, they knew that they probably couldn't be good as Die Hard, so they tried. That's why they were Die Hard on a, in a condo or whatever. And this right here just said, nah, man, we just gonna straight up jack Die Hard.
Right, it's Die Hard in a building.
Yeah,
but with The Rock.
That's what Die Hard. Die Hard was in a building. This is just The Rock in a building ripping off Die Hard. And and don't get me wrong, I went in on a bias because I said there's no way in hell this is going to be as good as Die Hard. But I did keep a open mind as far as saying, okay, nothing's going to be as good as Die Hard. So just go in and see if this is going to be dumb fun. And the thing about this is that after the movie has viewed to people, there's been so many people who are arguing with each other. They're at each other's throats. And the one thing that everybody can agree on, though, is that, it's dumb. So, depending on your expectations for dumb.
Is it good dumb or bad dumb?
Yeah.
Well, let's start with you, Manny. Is it good dumb or bad dumb?
Well, here's my, pretty much my, let's say, word to describe this movie. If people ask me, what do you think of this? It's always this. Skyscraper exists in a world where if we can suspend our disbelief that people can do impossible things,
like jump from one building to another,
because we love The Rock,
yeah,
then you're gonna have a good time at this movie, man. That's it. That's pretty much it. That's my complete summary of what I thought about this movie.
So I came out of there feeling that this movie is absolutely shameless. Like, yeah. There's no shame. It's just, let's be as Rock as we can be. Let's be, at one point I laughed about something that happened in the movie, and you were like, because action movies.
He climbs a 90-story crane
yeah,
in 6 minutes. So props to The Rock. Has enough energy to break through the door, swing the cable across, and then outrun police gunfire to make the jump. And you looked at me,
about 75 feet.
Yeah, you looked at me and you're like, I can't understand. I'm like, because The Rock, Eric. And that was my example for this whole movie.
So I'm very curious, Corey, because before we started, you said, I said, did you like the movie? And you were like, well, let's wait until the cameras are rolling. So I'm very curious, was this good dumb or bad dumb? What did you think?
I'm kind of torn, man. I'm on that line where I'm leaning like, okay, I can get it, man. This is not trying to create anything new. And in a way, it knows it's dumb. But on the other hand, I'm kind of leaning towards like, all right, it's bad dumb because, look, and this is what I said in my review. I don't mind stupidity. I don't mind being dumb. But even with being dumb, you got to put some work into it. And with this, it was so... It was just a little bit too predictable for me. The moment, now you talk about spoilers, I like the way you say that, by the way, because everybody, and there's no surprises in this.
Exactly.
The moment they put out a trailer and showed The Rock climb that damn building, that was a spoiler to let you know what's going to happen. There's no surprises. But there was, from the very beginning of the movie, well, about 15 minutes in, they have a character that walks out to greet The Rock. And I said, I'll be damned, that's the villain. And not only is that a villain, but I sat there and I wrote his speeches, I wrote his story arc, I wrote his demise, I wrote his closing line. I was like, you know something? It's okay to be dumb, but when I have written that script before anything happens on this screen, right down to the dialogue, it's like, all right, that's kind of too lazy for me. So it's like I can't just get by on dumb fun when I feel like right from the script that there's not a whole lot of effort being put in anything else except the explosions and the effects and their main star hanging off of stuff.
And he hangs off a tremendous amount of things in this movie.
Yeah.
And we're hanging off. Basically, all we have to hang on is his charisma. I mean, that's the only thing that I think is of value in this movie and can actually sustain, the 2 hour, or not 2 hour. It's pretty short.
It's pretty short. It's short. It's to the point. And like I told you in the theater, if I would have seen this with anybody else, I would have been like, I'm checked out.
You mean starring anybody
Starring
else?
anybody else. I'm like, I'm checked out, I'm out of here. But I think because it was The Rock and he has this amazing charisma, I mean, you see what he's doing on his social media platforms. The guy is like all about his fans. He's hardworking. He does what he's got to do. And let's face it, man, like we just saw a movie with The Rock like at the beginning of the year.
Right.
And we will see another 2 movies with The Rock coming out the next year. The guy is just cranking out these movies. So in reality, are you really surprised if the movie he takes out is not the greatest and it's not going to win any Academy Awards?
No, it's not winning any awards.
Banging them out left and right.
Corey, did you get invested at all in the movie, like the storyline or any of the emotional beats, or was it painful for you?
No, you know what? That's what I don't want to come across as, again, somebody who's looking at this movie and being a snob about it. I do understand going in and enjoying the movie. In the area that I think that this movie really works, and I even said this when we watched the trailer, I said, if this movie can go in and do well playing around with its sense of height, then it's going to be good. There's not anybody in the world who at one time is, has gone on a high building and looked down and just been a little bit queasy or scared. And, this movie does a good job at putting people on rickety structures and putting them on narrow pathways and having them walk over fire that's 100 feet below. It plays well with that. It plays very well on people's fear of heights. Now, sometimes that can get a little bit stupid too, but at the same time, that's what we go to the movies for, right? To put ourselves in situations that we would not put ourselves in real life. But here's the thing. I really want to say this before so I could put in a positive right after that, but and Manny, not to disagree with you, but man, I've seen a lot of people, they talk about, oh, The Rock is charming. He's so charming. And and I think people giving him a pass on that because
yeah, maybe.
Because they got you. They got you good.
I'm done. I'm sold 100% The Rock. There ain't no going back for me.
I like The Rock too, man. I'm like you. He ain't Dwayne Johnson. You can keep trying with that. Your name is The Rock.
He's never gonna live that down. Impossible.
But all he has to do is smile, and then everyone feels good, right?
Exactly. If he does Shakespeare, it's gonna be The Rock as Othello or something. It's not gonna be Dwayne Johnson. You're never gonna be that thespian guy. But he's an amazing, charismatic guy. In this movie, though, I think what they did was they know that you go in already loving The Rock. So they have that one scene, Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you. Who does Daddy love more? Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you. And then, okay, he loves his kids. And from that moment on, he is just hanging on things. He is getting his ass beat, which is a really good thing. Now, that's character development for The Rock. When The Rock ain't beating everybody else's ass, and he's getting his ass beat in a movie because he constantly does. This is the one movie that has so much ridiculous stuff that they've made him vulnerable. So between Daddy Loves You and getting his ass beat, I think that they've made us love The Rock more. But really, throughout the movie, I think that he's pretty much just a video game character who runs, jumps, and punches, and that personality is not consistent through the film. I just wish the movie had more personality in some other areas. Like I said, it's like it's taking Die Hard or any of the ripoffs of Die Hard and kind of just suck the personality out of it. As you were saying, Manny, everybody is a type or a label. The cops don't have any witty banter with The Rock. They just look at the building and just say how hot, where is he now? The villain is just the guy who comes in. My job is to just be evil. The family is just there to be saved. So there's no other personality behind what their purpose is. They have a job to do, and that's all they're going to do. So if the movie had a little more personality, that's the thing with me. I wish it did have more humor. I wish it did have more, banter between characters, not just between the cops and the Rock, but between everyone. I think the movie, a movie that is this ridiculous, can use a little bit of a wink and a nudge at itself and at the audience to say we're not taking this too seriously, and yet it felt like the movie was taking itself very seriously while doing, things that are insane.
See, I think I respectfully disagree in the sense that I got the sense that they were taking the piss, that they weren't taking themselves too seriously, that the whole point was let's play up all these tropes and exaggerate them and make them as ridiculous as possible. But if you didn't necessarily get that sense, then they might not have succeeded at that mission. And maybe what this movie needed was more Corey Coleman.
Well, oh yeah, man, I would have been cracking jokes with everybody. Everybody would love me, No, I think the movie succeeds where it should, man. I mean, when it's all said and done, this is an action blockbuster, midsummer action blockbuster.
Well, that's
and
the thing.
Does it deliver on giving those thrills? Man, there were moments where I was completely on the edge of my seat. There were moments where I was like, whenever like anyone would like almost slip and fall to their death, I was, I jumped.
Yeah, there's some visceral moments.
Yeah. So I can't come in and say that this movie is not effective, man. Maybe it wasn't as effective for me as it is for some other people, but I do realize it will work for a lot of people out there.
Thank you very much, Manny. Corey, we're always happy to have you on. Thank you very much for joining us. Guys, let us know what you think in the comments. That's it for us. Manny, thank you. Corey?
Hey, thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Real pleasure.
Take care.
Again. Thank you so much.
We'll see you soon.
You gotta be a little scared. I gotta get you out of this building. And I need you to be brave right now, okay?
Yeah.
Dad loves you.
Me.